Hi, I'm Zach Winans, and this is The Lion and the Mouse. Once there was a beautiful jungle with green trees and bananas hanging from them, and in that jungle lived a mighty lion with big muscles and a beautiful mane. And this lion loved to roar. He would go out and he would look around, observe the place, and go, roar! And scare everything. And the little animals were terrified of it. They would skittle-scatter everywhere. All the little squirrels would skittle-scatter up trees, and the little bunnies would hip-hop away, and all the little turtles would tuttle away. Ah! So one day, this lion was feeling sleepy. He wanted to take a nap. So he walks out, he looks around, and he sees all the little animals making all this racket noise, and he didn't like it. So he goes out and he looks and he goes, roar! And all the little animals vanish. They just scurry away, except for one little mouse. And he didn't notice this little mouse because he was a big lion, and he didn't really care about it. So he walks back into his cave, and he starts sleeping. And the little mouse is like, well, he doesn't really care about it. So he walks into the cave and follows him, kind of. And he's curious, so he's looking around. Oh, this is kind of neat. And he sees the lion, it's sleeping. And he kind of tiptoes up to it, right to the nose of it. And the lion's eyes pop open. And the mouse is like, ah! And the lion's like, ah! And the lion goes, what are you doing in my cave? And the mouse goes, I don't know, I was just exploring. Please don't eat me. Why shouldn't I? Well, one day I could save your life. And in the lion's head he's thinking, well, he's a little mouse. I don't really think he could save my life. But he's feeling mercy, so he lets the little mouse go. The little mouse walks out. He's trembling a little bit because he's still frightened. And the lion goes back to sleep. Well, a few days later, the little mouse is walking around in the jungle. He likes the jungle. He's just looking around when all of a sudden he hears, roar! And he's like, whoa, was that a lion? And he heard it because he's got the big mouse ears and everything, so he's listening, and he hears it again. Roar! Well, earlier that day, the lion was walking on a path, and all of a sudden a hunter jumps out and throws a net on him, and he's trapped in the net. Help, help! And he's just struggling to get out, and he just can't do it. And he's sitting there, help, please, help! And none of the little animals can really hear him because he's not loud enough doing that. And he thinks, well, maybe if I roar, that will be loud enough. And so he goes, roar! And all the little animals run away except for the mouse. And the mouse is like, oh, maybe he needs my help or something. And so he starts walking, he's looking around, and he hears it again. Roar! And he's like, it's that way. And so he starts going that way. He's walking that way, and he sees the lion, and the lion's trapped in this net. And so the mouse is like, oh, what do I do? And the lion is like, please help me. Do anything, just help me, please. And so the mouse circles the net, and he's looking, he's like, I got nothing. And he's like, please think of something. And so he's walking, and then the little cartoon light bulb appears. Dink! And the little mouse is like, I know what I can do. And he goes up, he's like, and he grabs out hold of the net, and he's like, what if I eat it? And the lion's like, yeah, that'll work. And so he's got the net, and he goes, and he starts to gnaw through it. And he goes to another part. And the lion slips his paw through it. It might have to be a little bigger. And the little mouse is like, yeah, true. And so he keeps going. And he gnaws a huge hole through it. The lion escapes. Oh, thank you, mouse. I'm ever so grateful. And the mouse is like, it was nothing. And they go on, and they're friends. And they live happily ever after. The end.